Welcome back, everybody. My name's Daniel, and this time on Beat Up Builds, we're going to go down to the GM Nationals at the Carlisle Fairgrounds. Now, if you tuned in last time, we went to the Ford Nationals, and it rained most of the time. I got a flat tire on the way there, so I had to drag this thing around with a flat tire all day, and that was awful. So, last video I said, hey, this thing's pretty dialed. We're not doing anything to it. Well, now we found a flaw. If we get a flat tire, we're not walking home to change it. We're going to have a spare. So this is actually the old one. I put a new one on here, and I patched the old one. We're going to take this, put it right in there, and now we've made an upgrade. We've got a spare tire. So no more worries about getting flats. We could just swap this spare on. I think at the moment everything is pretty dialed. The umbrella goes in here. It can provide shade, or if it rains, it can provide dryness. And cooler goes right here, and that's it. I mean, that's pretty good. We have a lot of room. I managed to get those two $40 jack stands. I got those in here with some other stuff, and my daughter riding in it. So this thing's pretty dialed. It's working out really well. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not going to mess with it. Maybe over the winter, maybe we do some crazy upgrades and make this thing really awesome. I don't know. We'll see. But I think for right now, I've got enough projects. I think this one is perfect the way it is, and we're going to have a good time at the car show. So let's get down there to the GM car show, see what kind of parts we can find, see what cars we can look at, and just have a good time. It's supposed to be really hot and nice, and no rain that I've heard of. Now, might thunderstorm or something in the afternoon, but should be a nice time. So let's head on down there and have a great time. 2025 GM Nationals is a wrap. It was a little bit smaller than I thought it would be, but it was still a lot of fun. There wasn't a lot of swap meet, but there was a lot of really unique cars. Usually when I think GM, I think of your traditional car show that has just Chevelles, Novas, and Camaros. You know, those are the three GMs you see at every car show, and there's almost too many of them, and you're a little bored because you've seen so many of them. This wasn't the case. There was a lot of really unique cars, and I actually had a lot of fun looking at all the cars. There was, you know, older cars. There was some weird engine combos, like weird supercharged things. There was just a lot of really cool stuff. So I'm glad everybody brought that stuff out. It was a blast. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next car show video in a couple weeks.